We need diversity in this country. We've got more different kinds of people in the United States of America than any place else on earth. And I am determined as President of the United States to make sure that everybody has the same opportunity as everybody else, that equal opportunity under the law is the law of the land. And I'm not just talking about Latinos, I'm not talking about African Americans, I'm talking about gay and lesbian people too. We're going to include every single person because until we as Americans admit to ourselves that either we're all equal under the law or none of us are equal under the law, we're never going to have the great country that we deserve in this country. Now people say, well, here's this boy from Vermont coming down here to Texas talking about gay rights. How's he going to win? I'll tell you how I'm going to win. I gave a speech about 6 or 8 months ago. I don't even think I mentioned civil unions. I came down off the stage and a guy who was 80 years old came up, said, well, Governor, I want to thank you for the civil unions bill. And I was taken aback. I said, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You happen to have a son who's gay or daughter who's a lesbian? And he said, no, Governor, I'm a veteran. I served on the beach of Normandy, D-Day. A lot of my friends were killed, Governor, and I'm gay. There was a guy who lived his whole life in the closet. He was in the most dangerous battle that American troops have faced in the last 75 years, willing to give his life for the freedom that this president talks about all the time, for the freedom of all Americans, for the freedom of Western civilization. If he's good enough to die for our country, he's good enough to have the same rights I have when he gets back here to Texas. You know what? This president told us that he was going to be a uniter, not a divider, when he ran for office. That was a lie. He's divided us by race by talking about quotas. He's divided us by gender by attacking Title IX, which lets my daughter have the same rights my son does in school, high school athletics. He's divided us by income, by giving everything to the people at the top and nothing to the hard-earned, hard-working, middle-class people in this country whose property taxes are going up in order to pay for his tax cuts. Well, I am tired, Mr. President, of being divided. I want a country that stands up, each one for another. I want our country back, Mr. President. I am tired of being divided by race. I am tired of being divided by gender. I am tired of being divided by sexual orientation. I am tired of being divided by income. I am tired of being divided by religion. I want a country where everybody is together, where it's not enough for me to talk about better schools for my kids, where each one of us as American citizens insists that everybody's kid all over America has better schools. I want a country where it's not enough for me to say I want health insurance for my kids in Vermont. That's our responsibility as American citizens to make sure that every kid all over America has health insurance. We need to stand up for each other and work with each other. We need our community back, the sense of promise that we had during the civil rights movement, that unless all of us are equal, none of us are equal, we can rebuild this country and we can take back the White House in 2004. Now, I am almost done, so it is time for a shameless commercial. I want you to go on the web at deanforamerica.com. We have 34,000 volunteers all over this country, including more than 1,000 in Texas. We're going to win the Texas primary because of people like you. Go on the web, deanforamerica.com, send us your email address, get involved in this campaign. We need more than anything. We need more than anything for Democrats to stand up and be Democrats again. We can't beat this president. We can't beat this president if we're afraid of what we believe. 80% of being in politics is the easy part. We do what the voters tell us because they hired us and they pay our salaries. But 20% of the time, we've got to stand up and say, this is the right thing to do, and move the voters towards us. And that's how we win. The biggest lie that people like me tell people like you at election time is that if you vote for me and elect me, I'm going to solve all your problems. The truth is that the power to change this country is in your hands, not mine.
That's right.
And you have the power to insist that we have balanced budgets in the country so we can have jobs again and investments in schools and health care, that you have the power to make sure that this country reaches Harry Truman's goal of health insurance for all Americans, just like all those other countries have, that you have the power to give the 50% of the Americans that don't vote a reason to vote again. Abraham Lincoln said that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. This president has forgotten ordinary Americans, and you have the power to take this party back and make it stand for something again. You have the power to take this country back, and we have the power to take the White House back in 2004, and that is what we are going to do. Thank you very, very much, because you have the power. You have the power. You have the power. You have the power. Use that power. You have the power. Use the power to take this country back. Use the power to give us our country back, Mr. President. The Democrats are going to win in 2004, and you're going to exercise the power to make that happen, because the power is here in Texas, in Austin, Texas, where 2,200 people have come out to take this country back. And the very capital that sent George Bush to the White House is going to send him back to Texas in 2004. You have the power! You have the power! Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Dean. Let's hear it for the volunteers to put this on. The largest crowd any presidential candidate has had outside of their home state is 1,200 people. We had 3,200 here. We've raised $15,000 and counting. We'll be here till 2 in the morning. Sign those petitions. Volunteer. Give a credit card.